pages have I been doing lately using the January Kitaholic Kits? I can't believe it. Anyway, hey Addy friends, how you going? Yeah, like I was just saying, my fearless leader, Steph, I think last week, sort of dared, not really dared me, to see if I could kill this kit. And I am trying hard. The last layout I have put up is the one where I used all the wood veneer stars. So I've pretty much used up all of them. There's maybe like 5 or 6 left. I don't know how I ended up with 5 or 6 left, but I did. And I'm trying to just smash through the layouts and trying to use as much pattern paper as I can because of the way I scrap. I don't use a lot of pattern paper. So this layout, I've used a little bit more pattern paper than I normally use. So I've started off using that Lindy spray, and that's like a, it's got like a metallic spray to it. And I've just sprayed on that white Case of Craft cardstock, just in the middle, and just add a couple of like drippies going down, as you just saw. And now I am moving on to layering up that picture. That's of my daughter and I. That was taken in, it was a selfie taken in the car. I think I was picking someone up. I can't remember. I could have been picking up my husband. But we were sitting in the car and we took a couple of selfies on my phone. And that was in like 2011. So that was a while ago. So you can't really tell there, but I really have short hair there. So, because it's just grown back from chemo, having chemo. So yeah, so that was just a little one of those selfies, and I just found it when I was going through my photos when I was doing my son's 18th birthday photo board, and I came across it and I thought, oh, that's a cute photo. Well, I'm going to scrap that one. So I'm just using some of the I'm losing my train of thought. I'm using some of the pattern paper that came in the January kit, and I'm just doing my layering technique like I normally do, adding a bit of printer paper, and just to sort of give me that little bit more dimension and a little bit more, you know, texture behind. And using some of the papers and just cutting them down. And that silver doily also came in the kit as well. So, and I've just added that there because the silver really seems to go really well with the blue colours that Steph has done with the kit, and it's really awesome the way it all sort of blends together. So this is where I'm using more pattern paper. See what I've done here? I've used big 2 chunks of the pattern paper for my background. I don't normally do that, do I? So this is something new for me. So I was pretty impressed with myself that I've done this. But as you can see, I still had to layer up a little bit of the printer paper behind. It just breaks it so you can see that, you know, difference from the background and from the blue pattern paper to the darker navy blue floral paper. And it just, that to me just finishes it off and just adds to it. So now I'll come back and I attempt to glue it down with my glue, and it doesn't work. So I end up having to, because I didn't want to move the papers because I really, really liked where they were. And I knew if I lifted them up, I would never get them back to the spot that I wanted. So I was trying to stick it down while it was all still there. And that is not an easy task, I have to say. I don't know if anyone else finds this easy or if anyone else does this, but I found this really difficult not moving the papers and trying to stick it down at the same time, especially with all the different layers. So, but I did manage to get it down, so I was happy with that. And I'm just adhering my photo, and I'm going to ruffle up those edges as well, just to add that more dimension and a little bit more texture to the layout, because this is very tame for me, I think. I think this is really, really tame. So I'm also roughing up the edges on the pattern paper I've stuck down. And so yeah, I am really impressed, because this is probably the most pattern paper I've used, unless I've done a whole background of just solid pattern paper. this would be the most I've used on a white background that for ages. Like, I can't remember using this much paper before. So yes, I'm going to keep repeating myself and saying I'm really, really excited. So there's little wood veneer hearts, and can you see that I'm sort of getting into like this sort of a themey thing where I am putting things on the page in like a vertical, and so things are running down the page. I've noticed that lately. So I think I've sort of got myself into that kind of a rut. So I need to get myself out of that rut. But yeah, I'm sort of, yeah, that's sort of a thing that's been happening, that I've noticed happening within my layouts lately. Maybe it's like my new thing. I don't know. We'll have to soon find out. So I've just made this little sort of embellishment myself. I've used a bit of the washi, the silver washi that came in the kit, stuck it down on an off piece of white cardstock, and that little banner sticker was on the Kaiser Craft sticker sheet that came in the kit. But I don't end up using it. I went to all that trouble to make that, and I don't end up actually using it because I thought it was just too much down in that corner. I didn't really want a big embellishment there, I decided. So I do end up just using a little bit of thread. I'll go to my thread, because you can always rely on thread. I'm sorry, but you can. I know that I can always go to thread if I'm having trouble with like a little empty spot on my layout, and thread will just fix that up. So yeah, you'll see that come up later. So now I've my title is Oh So Sweet, because it's very sweet that my daughter's given me a little kissy on the cheek. And I decided to bring in a little bit more of that silver because I had it on the doily, and at that point I was still using that banner, and I wanted to sort of, you know, add a third piece of silver into the layout, so it's sort of, you know, in a group of threes, always odd numbers. And so I've used those silver glittery thickers that are from my stash. They didn't come in the kit, but these white foam ones, they did come in the kit, and I really needed to use the white ones just to brighten it up that little bit more. So I've come back and I have glued down the wood veneer hearts, and now I'm adding my thread behind, and I use a little bit of the sort of the greeny aqua thread and just a little bit of white just to break it up that little bit more, and I'm really, really, really happy with the way that looks. I really wanted to try and use up some of these mini word stickers, you could probably say. They came in with the Kaiser Craft sheet, and so I just decided to add a few of them running down the page along with the hearts, so it sort of, you know, was running down the page, if that makes sense. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. It's just, I'm just don't know what to say, so I'm just talking crap. So I just add those stickers there, and I do come in with some white paint, as I do. Oh, and yes, I used that flare. I used a flare. I was so excited I used a flare. I have trouble with flares. And we got 3 flares in the kit. I have used 2 of them. The last one says 2017, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that, but I'll think of something, because I'm going to try and use it up. It's nearly February. It's February next week. So, and I look at all that, I still have all of that left. So I really, really don't think I'm going to kill this kit at all, because the February kit will be here soon, and so I'll start on that, and this will all get put away and forgotten about. So I'm sorry, Deb, I don't think I am going to be able to kill the kit, but I have tried. I've tried my hardest, and I've done heaps more than I normally do, so I am proud of myself. So, and I think I said Deb, not Steph, so sorry for Deb, and sorry to Steph. I'm really sorry. I'm just, yeah, I'm trying to get this voiceover done before, because I'm home alone for about half an hour, so I'm just trying to get this done. So I've just added a little bit of that silver washi, just to, because I took away that banner and I still needed that third washi, so that third silver, I should say. So I added that little bit of washi just under the layers in the background there. And now I'm just coming in with my my white paint and just dabbing it around, blending things in, making everything sort of go back into the page so nothing's really, you know, out in your face and it's the first thing you look at, because you still want to be able to look at the photo first, but you want to be able to have fun with all your, you know, embellishments and papers and all that sort of stuff. And I find that sometimes I tend to not scrap for the photo. I scrap because I like doing this technique, if that makes sense. So I'm trying to, like with the white paint, that sort of helps me push everything back, but I can still have everything that I want on the layout and still focus on the actual image that I'm scrapbooking. Does that even make any sense? I say that all the time, don't I? It's my new thing. Does that make any sense? So I'm sorry, it's just my little things that I get into. So now I just pulled out my navy ink, and I'm sort of now onto my roller stamps. I'm starting to use them a little bit now. And the bigger Higgins ones I could use because it was in 2011, so it worked well. And that is an Amy Tan one that I've just done up the top. And I'm just going to go around that in my grey lead as a border, because it needed something to bring it all in together. And the border seems to just finish that off for me. And I think that's pretty much it today. So I want to thank everyone for watching. You guys know all the drill. Please give me a like, because Facebook's playing funny buggers, and apparently if you like videos, yeah. So I will see you next time.